Hello and welcome to Saturday night with the NBA on 2K Sports. An exciting game on the way. I'm Brian Anderson. Alongside Clark Kellogg and Grant Hill, Allie LaForce is our reporter. Here are the starters for Oklahoma City. Some serious height in the middle. Holmgren the 4, Hartenstein the 5. Gilgeous-Alexander runs the point with Dort at the 2. And it's Williams in at the 3. And for Indiana, Nesmith and Siakam are the forwards. Haliburton and Emhart, the 1 and the 2, and it's Turner in at the center position. You better be on your game tonight, Clark. These teams like to go, go, go.
Exciting for us and the fans, BA, but exhausting for the defenses. I mean, it should be a high-scoring affair, up-tempo, windshield wiper quality. Expect a lot of substitutions to keep things fresh.
Tip-off goes to the Thunder. Now Gilgeous-Alexander inside. Here's Hartenstein. And another shot. He gets it in there.
Nice way to start the game. That's where you'd like to get your shots from.
And so it's Haliburton with it. He brings it up for Indiana. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
Very good composure and control that time by Haliburton, not allowing that physical defense to affect his shot at all.
Gilgeous-Alexander. And slam dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
He's showing us the handles a little bit right there. All the way to the rack.
And with the statement finish, too. Don't know how you stop that, man.
You don't. I mean, as a defender, you got to just stash that one in the memory bank and make sure it doesn't burn you the next time.
A guy who can work the whole arc. Smooth corner shot by Pascal.
Well, the first 7.5 seasons of Pascal Siakam's career were in Toronto. But Clark, a fresh start here with the Pacers.
You know, it's great for the Indiana Pacers because Pascal Siakam wanted to be part of this group. He saw a nucleus of young talent that had a chance to be competitive in the East and chase a championship. So he signed a nice big contract this summer to remain a key contributor for them moving forward. Actually, he'll be the hub of the wheel along with Tyrese Haliburton.
Now here's Nesmith. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court. First quarter, just over a minute and a half in. Pass to Williams. This one for 3. That one is off.
He had more than enough room to hit that. Just couldn't make it happen.
The Pacers have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Just a bit ago, Rick Carlisle and I were able to chat. We were talking about Chet Holmgren, the versatility at both ends. And Coach pointed out one thing in particular, saying that Chet has the ability to create for himself. He's a tremendous ball handler for his size. He has great footwork, and he stays on balance. He knows it's going to take a team effort defensively.
Great work, Allie. Thanks. Haliburton misses.
Boy, he's got to be kicking himself for failing to make that shot. That's money.
Dort outside. Pass to Williams. Back to Dort. Now Gilgeous-Alexander. Sinks it from distance. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 7 points in the game.
Outside, inside, in between. It doesn't matter. SGA is lethal.
Time called here. The Pacers decide to talk it over. And something that makes SGA so dangerous on offense, his elite drive and kickability.
Yeah, you have to load towards him when he comes off a high pick. He just draws so much attention and can find another cutter or spot-up shooter. He has so much gravity to his game.
lineup here for Indiana, and a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Williams is checked in for Hartenstein. Wiggins comes in for Holmgren. Wallace, he's checked in for Dort. And it's Alex Caruso in for Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Shepherd missing. Thunder leading by 4. Pass to Williams. Knocked loose. Mathurin with a steal. Toppin with it. Guarded now by Williams. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Indiana shooting their first free throw of the evening. Joe's checked in for Williams.
One shot.
And that one misses. This past offseason, OKC decided to move on from their former first-round pick, Josh Giddey.
Yeah, the 6th overall pick in 2021. Giddey is a talented player with good upside, but fit is so important in the NBA, and the Thunder knew his talents would be better suited elsewhere.
Walker passes to Mathurin. Here's Shepherd. Beyond the arc. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket. These teams have really gone back and forth.
Yeah, 5 lead changes already. This one's going to be a battle for sure.
Williams finds Caruso. Back to Williams. Walker pulls down the board.
You know, I think the effort on defense there has everything to do with why he missed that shot. Well done.
And he buries his first look.
He does not lack for confidence. He shouldn't. I mean, this guy's a dangerous scorer.
Outside, Williams. Wiggins against Toppin. Pass to Caruso. Shot to stop the run. Pure from three-point range.
For 3.
It's Walker on the wing. And that's not going to go. Misses at the buzzer. Some great action here early as we end the first quarter in a tie. And we'll bring you the start of quarter number 2 when we return. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And guys, what's your take on Indiana so far?
Well, what I love is the tremendous belief in their bench. They were looking for points, and their reserves delivered.
And you know, when the bench is playing such a big role early, that certainly allows the starters to stay fresh throughout the game.
Well, Grant, as you always say, in the playoffs, you need a player who can score in isolation.
That's true, B.A. And in a 7-game series, defense is to disrupt your set offense. If your stars can go mano-a-mano and create something out of nothing, that's often the best you can get.
On the court for the Thunder, some serious height in the middle. Holmgren, the 4, Hartenstein, the 5. Gilgeous-Alexander runs the point with Dort at the 2. And it's Williams in at the small forward position.
A rare miss for him at point-blank range. That's one he'd like to have back.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Brian, Miles Turner, the 11th pick by the Pacers in 2015 for much of his career with the team. He's endured the trade rumors. He said, I've still got PTSD from that, but I wanted to be here in Indy. And last season, a renegotiation of his contract, giving him an extension and a raise. Brian, he is locked in as their starting center.
Yeah, it would appear so, Allie. Thank you. You know, after sitting out his first pro year due to a foot injury, Chet Holmgren was well worth the wait, Grant.
Yes, he was. And Chet was actually guarding LeBron during a summer Pro-Am game when he hurt his foot. But Chet was a monster his rookie year. Already an elite shot blocker.
Really good to see Turner find the open man, proving once again he's a team-first guy.
Out to the right wing. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Knocked away. Launches a 3. A rebound by Turner.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Here's Siakam. And that makes him 3 for 4. He's looking good.
A long swing player. Siakam uses that 6'9" length down low.
Williams passes to Holmgren. And the big finish by Holmgren.
Impressive one-hand slam right there, B.A.
Man, as long as he's confident about it, I'm good with it. Maybe use 2 hands next time. He knows where he is.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
2 minutes.
Gilgeous-Alexander with the ball. 7 points in the game.
He did everything in his power to make that a hard shot.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
And the dunk by Haliburton.
And this is how you carve up a defense. Haliburton slicing to the rack with real force.
Offensively, it's been a struggle for him.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance. When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
Haliburton on the wing. Gilgeous-Alexander defending. Thunder trail by 4. And the Pacers started last season all offense, Grant, but even they knew that would not be sustainable.
Yeah, Coach Carlisle prodded them to at least get to average on the defensive end. And there's no question they have the tools to do it.
And Gilgeous-Alexander with a block. Out of bounds.
Read the eyes of the ball handler, and Gilgeous-Alexander able to get a hand up in time.
And Indiana with some changes. Toppin, he's checked in for Siakam. Neesmith comes in for Nembhard. And it's McConnell in for Tyrese Haliburton. Williams is checked in for Oklahoma City. Caruso comes in for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. There's 57 seconds left to play in the first half of basketball. Here's Toppin. Basket counts. Toppin's got his second basket.
He's been playing great unselfish basketball, really putting the rock in the hands of the right shooters.
He is delivering a lot of room service times tonight. One sweet one after another.
Now here's Dort. No points so far. Here's McConnell. There's Neesmith with the 3. The shot misses.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Just 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Easy 2 for Holmgren.
It's so difficult to defend Holmgren inside. For such a young player, his body control and awareness are off the charts.
3-pointer Mathurin. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. To the middle. Here's Holmgren. With the second effort. Misses the layup. And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. It's the Pacers. They lead by 2. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out there for the start of the third quarter, right after the break.
Fans, please give a big round of applause for your...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. For the Pacers, the first quarter was pretty even. In the first period, their biggest lead was a slim 3 points. And so far, they're out in front, but not by much as we head into the half. And Kenny, what'd you think about what we saw from Indiana?
We have to love the second group. I mean, the effort they display, they're doing much more than giving the starters a break. We're seeing real intensity from them, particularly on the offensive end.
And now, Shaq, let's get your opinion on Oklahoma City.
Well, they're just not generating enough offense. Guys all look like they're on a different page, out of rhythm, out of sync, out of style. Several times they look flat out confused. They're still in good position to win this game. They just need to get organized.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You have to like what we're seeing from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
They've leaned on him to provide a lot of offense, and that's how he likes it.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Haliburton has got the ball here for the Pacers. The lead is 2. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
Adjustments are a part of every game and every quarter of a game. I think Coach sees something here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
Fans.
Haliburton and Nembhard, the 1 and the 2. Nesmith and Siakam are the forwards. And it's Turner in at the 5. That's the 5 for the Pacers.
I love the way Siakam attacks off the bounce. And right there, he doesn't force it.
And one thing that Siakam has always had a knack for, Grant, cutting to the rim and finishing plays.
Yeah, he plays so well when he has space to move. He's just great off the ball, and that fits with any team. His ability to convert at the rim makes his cuts that much better.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 9 points in the game.
Back to the basics, unleashing the one-hand flush.
Boy, he makes the basics look pretty outstanding, though, huh?
That's true.
And I'd suggest that he stay with those basics because we've got a tight one here tonight.
Haliburton's shot is good.
Haliburton always relentless in attacking, making it tough for the defense to find a way to contain it.
Williams passes to Gilgeous-Alexander. 3-pointer, no good. Pacers leading by 4. And there's the 8-second violation as they can't get it across half court in time. Walker, he's checked in for Indiana. Wiggins, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Wallace comes in for Dort. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Hey, Brian, Chet Holmgren said, quote, it's exciting to have this sort of success early on because it's just rare for young teams. But at the same time, we cannot let it distract us from how much better we have to get. Hopefully, we have a long runway together to figure things out. Brian?
A chance for great things, Allie. Thanks for that. That free throw good from Gilgeous-Alexander.
The skills of SGA, they're so unique. His ball handling, shooting, length. Not a lot of guys like Shea in the league.
Siakam against Holmgren. Here's Wiggins. The rebound by Nesmith. Indiana leading by 3. Well, there's no question. Pascal Siakam has raised the ceiling of this Pacers team.
Yeah, absolutely. He complements Haliburton's up-tempo style very well. And defensively, he shores things up with his ability to guard 1 through 5.
Here's Holmgren. And the big finish by Holmgren.
And before he even leaves the floor, Holmgren has the ball at rim level.
Fires from 14. And once again, off the mark by Indiana. For Oklahoma City, they've got 2 of 4 shots to go since the break.
2 minutes.
Wiggins passes to Wallace. Down low. Holmgren. That one's good. And so Gilgeous-Alexander with the assist. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 3 assists in the game. 1:44 left in the third. Here's Haliburton. Here's Nembhard. An easy 2 on the layup. And the Pacers lead by 1.
Trading the lead back and forth, Neither side is willing to back down.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Oklahoma City calls timeout. And you think about the value Andrew Nembhard provides. Clark, he really excels at running the offense.
He's the quintessential point guard, VA. Has a great feel for setting up his teammates for what they're trying to get done. Plays with tremendous pace and great confidence. Typically doesn't over dribble and is unafraid of any moment.
Getting ready for Indiana. Toppin, he's checked in for Pascal Siakam. Matherin comes in for Nesmith. Shepard, he's checked in for Nembhard. And it's McConnell in for Tyrese Haliburton. Now here's Wallace. He's scoreless. Wiggins outside. And there's Caruso. That one's good. On the assist by Wiggins. And what a wild one this has been.
8 lead changes, some big plays, and some big mistakes, too.
Here's McConnell. Misses, and you know he wants that one back.
That's the shot they wanted. It just didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time. Defensively, there was a lack of aggressiveness, and it really made it easy for him to knock that shot down.
54 seconds left in the third. Unloads from 13, and it's Matherin missing. Here's Oklahoma City now. They're on a 12-4 run. Outside Joe. And the shot's good. And now a 6-point Oklahoma City lead. 35 seconds left to play in the third quarter of basketball. And here's Shepard for 3.
Indiana foul. Walker. First personal foul.
So for Oklahoma City, Jalen Williams, he's checked in for Wiggins. And it's Dort in for Wallace. Thunder leading by 6. And they've been producing at a high level.
No question. They're in a nice rhythm offensively.
Pass to Joe. 3-pointer. It's rebounded by Indiana. Here's Shepard. He shoots. And he gets the jumper to drop. Shepard's got 5. Williams in the post. And some nice defense there to end the quarter. And it's out of bounds to the Thunder as Oklahoma City retains possession.
Isaiah Hartenstein.
We've reached the end of the third. Thunder out in front, up 4. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
The Thunder, 36.
And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today coming from an unlikely position. It's the big fella with the sweetest pass of the day.
Boy, that's a nice asset to have. It's a huge boost to any offense, too. It adds a whole nother dimension when you've got a big guy that can pass.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. And Oklahoma City looking at who they've got to start the fourth. Some serious height in the middle. Holmgren, the 4. Hartenstein, the 5. Gilgeous-Alexander runs the point with Dort at the 2. And it's Williams in at the 3 spot. Now here's Siakam. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Cutting into this lead. They're well within striking distance.
Boy, time to tighten it up on defense. A stop here would be huge.
Holmgren's got room. Hey, now 5 for 8. Shooting a pretty good percentage right now.
Yeah, it's just too easy for Holmgren. Man, is he fun to watch operate off the catch.
Here's Haliburton. Look at Haliburton converting through contact.
Another shot right in the lane. That's been their MO this evening.
The Thunder have gotten just 1 shot to fall out of 3 attempts in the 4th. To the paint. And Williams punches it home.
Man, where's the effort on the defensive end? You gotta play harder than that.
Yeah, you know, it's made for a fun game, but you're right. You're exactly right. I mean, the defense has been non-existent.
Haliburton, the pass to Turner. Shoots over Hartenstein. And it's Turner, that time, on the assist from Haliburton.
Hey, Turner's not just an interior scorer. This guy has a jumper that's really reliable. So you got to honor and respect his shot.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Holmgren. Mathurin against Williams. Gilgeous-Alexander on the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Up again. Tries yet again. No luck. They battled on the glass, but they couldn't knock it down. The Pacers have gone a perfect 3 for 3 here in the 4th. Siakam against Gilgeous-Alexander to tie it up. And it's Holmgren with a rebound. Thunder with a lead. Here's Dort. That shot off. Nice D from Nembhard. Well, Indiana shooting a solid 47%. Here he goes. No good. That would have tied it.
Ooh, he really came close to leveling the score there.
Yeah, you know, and after the way they fought back into it here in the 4th, that would have been a big bucket for them.
They've been behind for a few minutes now.
And I think that's about to change.
That ties it up.
This is why this team turns to Siakam in big moments. They trust him to come through.
To the inside, Holmgren. And the big finish by Holmgren.
These moments are important for Holmgren's development. He needs to keep sinking those big-time shots.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. They're losing by 2. 1:21 left to play in the 4th. All right, we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Can you say vintage? Wow, this was a vintage performance. I mean, so much of the game is about the 3-ball today, but his focus was going hard into the paint and doing damage from inside.
Neesmith, he's checked in for Indiana. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Wallace, he's checked in for Dort. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. Coach telling their team, this is a tight one. We need full effort defensively. 1 or 2 stops, and we will win this game. Coach preaching defense, a familiar tune.
And Allie, thank you for that. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. It's tied at 42. 1:14 left in the game. down low. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And slam dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh, obviously Gilgeous-Alexander has the will to win. What a relentless effort.
Oh, Ali, the Rainmaker.
What a big-time play by Tyrese Haliburton. Simply putting his team on his back.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Money.
Great to see guys who don't back down under pressure.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game. Yes.
It's in.
Big-time shot by Haliburton. And his team and coaches say, in Tyrese, we trust.
To the middle. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He connects.
No fear in the eyes of Gilgeous-Alexander. His guys believe in his ability to come up big.
Here's Haliburton. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot two.
And if you can't force the turnover on that play, then that's not a bad foul.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but at least they did get the clock stopped. That is the one saving grace of that situation.
Ooh, he knocks down the clutch free throw.
Haliburton has lots of skills you love to see from a young guard. Boy, I tell you what, he's got a bright future. Love watching this young man play.
And so he's good on both free throws, and that gives him a lead.
This is what makes him special, his ability to come through in these spots.
And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for the Thunder. The rebound by Nembhard. 6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Oh, he buries it from outside.
They have a relentless mentality, even with the game in total control.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's crucial.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. They trail by 4. We've got 22 seconds left in the game. Guys, what do you think?
No doubt. They've got to get a quick bucket here.
Yeah, and they need it hiccup fast. I mean, they'll be drawing up a quick hitter in the huddle here, no doubt.
We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. Here's Wallace. Misses the three. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
And a smart choice right there. I mean, you can't allow them to just drain the clock.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
Turner, 2 shots.
And no good, as the first free throw misses. We'll see if he can hit the second.
And, you know, because Turner is such a good free throw shooter for his position, defenses really can't send him to the line too often. He'll make them pay.
And he ends up making the second. And that puts him up 5. The three from Holmgren. They get the rebound. Wallace outside. Here's the three. That shot, no good. And so the Pacers take the win. Boy, a hard-fought game. They did a great job of holding on to the lead at the end.
Yeah, get the coffee, because that's the way to close. You're going to face some obstacles in the game, and they overcame every one.
All right, Allie's ready to go. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Pascal, these days you are called upon to carry this team. Does that bring added pressure?
This is a game that I love, and I just want to have fun playing the game. And I think, you know, I got to just be myself. Like, don't get lost in everything going on. Be yourself. Play basketball, have fun. And, you know, I'm just happy to be able to go out there and play hard.
Guys, he wants the pressure. Thanks, Pascal.
Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Allie LaForce, Clark Kellogg, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson saying thank you for watching the NBA, brought to you by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
Coming right up, the Warriors taking on the Hawks. For the Golden State Warriors, every game presents another chance to improve and refine their brand of basketball. They want to win each half, each quarter, each minute, each possession. Hawks, Warriors, coming up next on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action for you coming up. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony as well as Brett Barry. And we'll be catching up a bit from the sideline with David Aldridge. A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. The front court is Shea and Johnson. Young is out there with Daniel. And it's Okongwu in at the center. And for the Warriors, in the backcourt, we'll see Curry and Podziemski. Moses Moody is out there with Jimmy Butler. And it's Green in at the 5, down low. There should be plenty of action down in the painted area tonight, Greg, with the big man matchup in this one.
Yeah, I love to see skilled bigs dueling down low. Kind of a throwback in some ways, but there's still plenty of physicality in the modern game.
Here's Podziemski, and Green slams it in.
For all the things that Draymond does, when he gets dunks, it makes him even more excited.
Johnson for 3. It's the three-point bomb.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Now Podziemski. Okongwu grabs the board.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, right now I don't see any let up. I think he's going to just keep putting his foot on that gas pedal tonight.
Here's Butler. Jalen Johnson picking up that last basket. And it's Butler with the jam.
Jimmy's such a well-conditioned athlete, using that vertical he has to get up and throw it down.
It seems likely that the Warriors' title run under Steph Curry, Brent, is probably come to a close.
I'm not going to count Steph Curry out quite yet, Kevin, but you know they have added some quality youngsters. They're trying to grow that group. How fast can they bring those kids along to championship caliber players? That's the big question. They're going to win their share of games.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
And it's Butler missing. For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Okongwu. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Working his way for a high percentage look. That's just smart basketball.
And that's a painted possession right there, a masterpiece, especially when the defense is not a factor.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, why settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that?
Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Personal foul.
That'll put Trae Young on the line.
At the line for
they get Stephen Curry. We're talking about Trae Young here, GA. What stands out most about him to you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say just how confident he is, right? He plays with that unique energy and swagger. You love him if he's on your team and can't stand him if he's playing against you.
And one of those guys, Brent, who can take over a game, sometimes from beginning to end, is Trae Young.
It is remarkable, Kevin, especially at his size in today's game. It reminds me a lot of playing against Allen Iverson, a guy who could dominate the game as a small player, and that's what Trae is. But what he can do offensively, the instincts that he shows, the way he can get it going offensively, he's truly a remarkable talent in terms of a small guy dominating a big man's game.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. Following the bucket by the Hawks. Floats it up for Kuminga. The shot will not fall.
And what should have been a simple pass and finish ends up in a missed opportunity on that alley-oop attempt.
Yeah, you'd like to keep things a little more simple, and that was a play that didn't quite develop the way they wanted it.
Now here's Payton. In the corner, it's Hield. No good on the three.
Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that, and that's a bad miscue, and you can't give up looks like that all game long.
And here's Hield. He'll bring it up for Golden State. They trail by 7. It's good.
Well, that's good teammate stuff right there. Looking for your guys. Buddy Hield has a strong feel for when to give it up.
For Atlanta, they've gone 7 of 9 from the field. A really nice start offensively for them. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock, and it's Capella missing. Golden State's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. And 2 shots coming up at the line as it gets fouled on the shot.
Very excellent at reading the defense and taking advantage of any mistake.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
2 shots.
That's good from Stephen Curry.
What you appreciate most about Curry is his confidence, especially when it comes to how far he can connect from.
And he makes both free throws.
Well, a great player on a great role at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
Here's LeVert. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And got to push LeVert out of that area because he's very comfortable looking to score from there.
Curry kicks to Hield. They get it back. Jackson Davis. Nance with some nice D. And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. Hawks lead by 5. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Hawks.
A lot of high motor play from them in this one, allowing them to kind of charge through the defense and find good looks.
Well, whether the defense is inviting these shots or not, they've been great in the mid-range. And so producing from there, that bodes well.
Atlanta leading by 5. On the court for Atlanta. The front court is Rizier and Johnson. Then it's Daniels. And it's Nance. And it's Krejci in at the 1 spot. And it's Rizier with the rebound. And Atlanta has possession. Latre. Here's Johnson. And yes, it's good. Johnson's got the lead up to 7 now for the Hawks.
Such a big part of what he does for this team. Just work and work on the boards, generate second chance opportunities, and hopefully convert.
Curry finds Moody. Back to Curry. It feels like every season, Brent, we set a record for pace in the NBA. Why do you think that is?
Well, I don't know, Kevin, if it's every team that's seeking pace, although in every coach's press conference you'll hear about them talking about playing faster and wanting to get out in transition. But that's where you take advantages of defenses most. Look, if you got a young team, open up the floodgates and let them run. Probably more success coming your way.
Wow, magical moves inside from Steph Curry.
Curry's toughness on display inside there, just clashing inside.
Johnson gets the bucket.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Outside Butler. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Butler's got 5 now.
I love how competitive Jimmy Butler is. You know he's not going to let the opposition get the best of him.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. And many around the league believe Curry doesn't get enough fouls called in his favor. GA, what do you think?
There could be some truth to that. He gets held and grabbed more than anyone when running off screens, but especially blatant on drives to the rim.
Green is checked in for the Warriors. Pajemski's coming in for Curry. Atlanta making a switch here. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Pass to Daniels. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. Warriors trail by 7, and the Hawks have been part of the play-in tournament 3 consecutive seasons.
Yeah, since that run, Kevin, in the 2021 conference finals, it has been tough sledding for Atlanta. They've really been stuck in middling in that 7 to 10 range, which is forcing you to play some tough opponents in those early rounds. But they have not overcome that.
Here's Young. Jimmy Butler making his last shot. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. I asked Quinn Snyder what he enjoys most about coaching, and the Hawks coach said the opportunity to compete in such an intense way. Also, the tactics of the game and the intellectual part of player development. It's rewarding to see and have a part in someone's growth and improvement. Kevin?
Maybe that's coaching, right? Growth and development. A mind for the game for sure. I've always respected Coach Snyder. Here's Daniels. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts. Golden State's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Healed outside. No good from outside. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Atlanta Hawks. They lead by their biggest margin of the game. Took him no time at all on that one.
Free ball.
Johnson's got 15.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
Shot by Pajemski, no good. Atlanta leading by 12. And there's a foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That is his first foul of the game. The Warriors making a switch here. Looney's checked in, and the Hawks will go for a different look here. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Okongwu. George Niang comes in for Johnson. Mann's checked in for Rizachet. And Karis LeVert subbed in for Dyson Daniels. Cans it from downtown.
And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
All night long, in control of the pace, and you don't want to let go of that rope right now.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Well, they can't find the net right now, and all they need, I think, is just to get one to go, get back on track.
Stephen Curry is checked in for the Warriors.
For the Warriors, Junior James Watt.
There's 25 seconds left now here in the second, and Capella sends it back.
Intimidating right there. Capella just gets so long at times and throws that one away.
Count it, good. LeVert's got his second basket of the game.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
LeVert with it. 1 second left. And it's nails the buzzer beater.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
Yeah, it's almost like he's playing with the wristwatch there. He knew the time, he executed.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. It's Atlanta up by 16. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Trey, you've made it look easy so far. How have you been able to pick them apart?
I'm just taking what the defense is giving me. Open driving lanes. They're leaving some of our bigs open, pick and rolls, things like that. We just got to continue to do it and try to get this win.
Make them pick their poison, right? Thanks for your time, man. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. A competitive matchup for Atlanta in the first quarter. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a 5-point lead. They just exploded in the second quarter, grabbing the momentum and running with it. Basket after basket, and they played stingy defense. Now they've got a halftime lead that's going to be very difficult to erase. Kenny, what was your take on Atlanta?
The work they put in on the glass has been the difference maker. Truly an all-hands-on-deck attack. Give them credit for being the more aggressive team. Rebounding is one of the stats that sometimes gets overlooked, but not tonight.
Jack, what are your thoughts on Golden State?
I know it's not the case, but it seemed like they were lacking on the offensive game plan. Maybe some guys were improvising when they should have been making the next pass, but hey, not looking good out there.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Jalen Johnson has been sensational.
Well, through the first two, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
Yeah, you would hope the defense at least would start to consider creeping up on him just a little bit.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Greg, since reaching 5 consecutive NBA Finals, the Warriors have missed the playoffs 3 of the past 5 years.
And to be fair, they did go 46-36 last season. They were 10 games over 500 last year. So they weren't a bad team, but Golden State doesn't just expect to be in the play-in. They want to be a contender.
In the backcourt, we'll see Curry and Podziemski. Butler out there with Green, and it's Moody in at the 3. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Pass to Podziemski. Back to Curry. Puts up a deep 3. Okongwu grabs the board. Okongwu's now got 4 rebounds now tonight. 3-pointer, Daniels, kept alive by Atlanta. And that one dropped short. Young's got his second bucket of the night.
Good energy down low from Young, creating a second chance all by himself.
And for those of you tuning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Curry, good.
And it's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Good work there as it goes. Curry's got 11 points.
If you're the D, you cannot let Curry do that to using that handle to get where he wants to go on the floor.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, last season, Draymond Green got his 3-pointer going again. He said, over the years, my shot took a dive. It was in large part because I couldn't get in and out of my hips. They were messed up. It was getting my movement patterns right. Kevin, my hips haven't been the same in years, but Draymond's are good. Now they've made him tough to deal with. Back to you.
Your hips are pretty good, David. I've always said your hip. Floor spacing, always critical. Good point, PA.
This guy, Jimmy Butler, not showing that he's a ball stopper. Awareness finds the open man.
There's the pass to Okongwu. Over Green. The shot by Okongwu, no good. Warriors trail by 13. And we've got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. Shams, what's the story?
Guys, thanks. Well, Jimmy Butler is in the 5th stop of his NBA career. He'd been in a standoff with the Heat. As they hesitated to extend him at the number he desired, he knew there's going to be someone willing to pay up. And guys, I'm very interested to see how Butler fits in his new opportunity.
We'll continue to track that story. All right, Shams, thanks a lot. Different look here for the Warriors. Kevon Looney is checked in for Green. Jonathan Kuminga comes in for Jimmy Butler. Gary Payton is checked in for Moody. And it's Buddy Hield in for Brandon Podziemski.
Not a lot of plays drawn up for Capella, so his energy and involvement come from that kind of activity there.
Now here's Curry. He's got 14. They kick out to Hield. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Elbow shot is on the way. Man can't hit.
Not a bad shot from the mid-range. The D's giving it to him, and he's usually got an eye in that kind of range.
Curry, wide open, kept alive. Back to Hield, lets it go from deep. Up again, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Yeah, this is not the team that we saw in the first quarter right now. Way more confident out there, and the cohesion of the team is impressive.
Now Hield. After Karis LeVert missed from long range. Payton passes to Curry. Curry goes inside. Payton kicks to Hield. Pocket 6. Again, Hield missing. The Hawks leading by 10. Now here's Capella. And he hits the jump shot. 8 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. It's Curry outside. Can't get it to fall. And so it's Atlanta enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. We'll get right back to the action when we return. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Fourth quarter on the court for the Hawks. We've got Johnson. Karis LeVert is out there with Trae Young. Then it's Okongwu. And Gay is in at the 4 slot. Now here's Okongwu. After the miss from Stephen Curry. The shot by Okongwu, no good.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Well, I thought they played smart, and then all of a sudden it was maybe a little too flashy there, and that's unfortunate.
And the wide open shot from Green. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Green's got it back down to single digits for the Warriors. Here's Young. He sticks that one in from 20 feet away.
Difficult to try to stick with Trae Young, especially when he's rising up there.
Curry fires from way outside. LeVert grabs the miss.
It's been a struggle all night long from deep, but doesn't seem like he's lost his confidence. He's still letting them rip.
Lets it go from 14. It's rebounded by Payton.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Podziemski on the wing. Off target with his 3.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
The Hawks leading by 11. Here's Okongwu. Warriors with the rebound.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Curry passes to Butler. Stops it down, Jimmy Butler. And the action on hold as it appears there's been an injury. Yep, he's definitely in a bad way out there right now. Tough to see.
And boy, when you see someone hurting like this, it's always scary.
Yeah, it reminds you of what's really important. Health, #1. Everything else comes after that.
The Atlanta making some changes. Reza Shea, he's checked in for Okongwu. And Dyson Daniels subbed in for Karis LeVert. And here's Young from the arc. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Payton's got 7 rebounds in the game.
Of all the action happening there, it's the assist that jumps out to me there. That's just a great look, a great setup for the bucket.
Here's Young. Now Reza Shea nailed from three-point land. And the Hawks lead by 10.
Well, he's just stretching them out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
I'm not sure what the defense collectively was thinking there. You got to know where he is at all times.
Now Johnson. After the missed 3 from Stephen Curry. And the basket is good. And now a 12-point Hawks lead.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
Moody's checked in for Gary Payton. Okongwu is checked in for the Hawks. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. The Hawks leading by 12. In Atlanta again with the bucket. Boy, that was a big shot.
And stunned silence, guys. That's the atmosphere in here after that shot.
And it's Green with the jam.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Hawks.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
Yeah, Kevin, every time they left a man open deep, he'd get a good shot at the basket. Didn't hesitate, and that aggression paid off.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats, just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Jalen Johnson.
Just does a great job of looking for space and then finding it. That's taking advantage of what the defense is giving you.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They're in front by 9. 50 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And now we present our New Balance player of the game, Jalen Johnson.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
If he could only contribute like this for them every night, you can't overstate how much better it makes this team when he has a game like this. And on the road, no less. And it's a completely new group for Atlanta. Timeout called the Warriors. They trail by 9. 44 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. It's good on the putback. Smooth.
Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? The Hawks again can't hit.
Guys, let's just go ahead and call this one. It's over.
You want to keep expending energy, or do you want to start thinking about the next one?
So it's Atlanta now after the miss from Stephen Curry. Man passes to Krejci. Over Moody. Krejci, no good. Fires away from outside. Knocks down the trifecta.
In perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open.
Atlanta calls timeout. They lead by 4. Just 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Niang, and it falls.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by the Warriors.
And so the Hawks take the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you very much, guys. Trey, what does a win like this mean in terms of where this team is heading?
I think we're headed in the right direction. I'm super excited about the future here in Atlanta, the future in this team, and I mean, we're heading in the right direction.
Certainly looks like it, man. Thanks very much. Back to you.
Thanks so much, David. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Coming right up, the Pacers taking on the Nets. For the Indiana Pacers, the goal is to improve each time they take the floor, emphasizing communication and effort. Nets, Pacers, coming up next. Don't go anywhere. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Brian Anderson here. With me tonight are analysts Richard Jefferson and Grant Hill, and our reporter, Allie LaForce. A look at Indiana's starting group. Nesmith and Siakam are the forwards. Haliburton and Nembhard, the 1 and the 2. And it's Turner in at the center position. And then for the Brooklyn Nets, Johnson and Claxton patrol the middle. D'Angelo Russell is out there with Cameron Thomas. And it's Williams in at small forward. Talking about this matchup we have here, Richard. Two teams that are very focused on the youth movement.
Yeah, a lot of young guys on both squads, which should make for some exciting plays, as well as some inevitable learning experiences.
Now here's Russell, inside. And Claxton gets it to go on the assist by Russell.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
The defense is a little rough with Haliburton, so credit to him for committing to his selection.
Indiana shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. First one falls.
I mean, he can do it all. Shoot, facilitate. Great skills for the young Haliburton.
And both free throws good for Haliburton.
Now he's perfectly comfortable doing work at the line.
And so it's Russell who brings up the ball for the Nets. And the Nets, one of a handful of franchises to have never won an NBA title, RJ.
I was fortunate to be on those Nets finals teams in 2002 and 2003. The combination of Durant, Harden, and Irving was supposed to end that drought and save this Nets franchise, but it was not to be.
You're creating space on his own. Haliburton with a sweet move to create enough daylight for the bucket.
Puts it up from 12. The shot by Russell, no good. About a minute into this first quarter. Three-pointer, Haliburton. Rebounded by the Nets. Russell with the ball. Picked up by Nesmith. Right side, Williams. Here's Thomas for three. He drops it from range.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Haliburton against Russell. Jacks up a three. And Tyrese Haliburton good for three. Haliburton's got 7 points.
You're clapping back. Haliburton matching the three from the other end.
Pass to Thomas. Back to Russell. From deep. Williams from long range. The rebound by Turner.
Ooh, that's a tough break. After poor communication defensively, it leaves him all by himself.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Jordy Fernandez. He said one person who cannot overlook is Tyrese Haliburton. He said the guy has major impact on the game, even when he's not scoring, which he usually is. He sets the tempo for the team. He can defend, rebound, pass the ball. Kid's got it all, guys.
Okay, thank you, Allie. And it's Miles Turner with the foul. That's his first foul of the game. Johnson, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Toppin, he's checked in for Indiana. Benedict Mathurin comes in for Nesmith. Haliburton against Russell. Uses the glass on the layup.
Yeah, inside the paint, Russell stays so nimble, helping him get such a high percentage look.
Haliburton against Russell. A nice shot by Haliburton.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. If he can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Now here's Williams. Russell from outside. The rebound by Turner. About 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Here's Haliburton. His fourth make in 5 tries. Solid start for him.
And this is how competitive Haliburton is. Doesn't allow some contact to distract him from scoring.
Claxton passes to Russell to the paint. Here's Johnson. Here's Claxton. Goes up again. Doesn't go for him. Ooh, excellent D there from Turner. From 12 feet, Claxton with the block. And he gets it back. Toppin's shot is off.
No clue how he misfired on that shot. You don't see that from him very often.
And Williams punches it home.
He was grabbing the rim to extend the hang time.
Hey, maybe making sure the landing was kinder than the takeoff. 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. Haliburton, no good. Outside Johnson. The 3 from Russell. It doesn't go for him. Tyrese Haliburton getting it done for the Indiana Pacers. 11 points in the quarter. He's on fire. And more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way right after this. And if you're just joining us, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And guys, what's your take on Indiana so far?
It's simple. The main takeaway from the first quarter is they're winning this game with defense.
Making it as difficult as possible for the offense to find clean looks. Great stuff.
Here's McConnell. Timeout called. The Pacers. Well, Grant, with players getting bigger and more athletic, do you support moving the restricted area out?
Yeah, B.A., I would. We've seen a lot of injuries when defenders slide underneath elevated players on the drive. So cutting down that risk makes a lot of sense.
Let's go, everyone. I needed to get loud in here for your Brooklyn Nets. Big round of applause for the Brooklyn Nets.
So it's the Pacers now. We've got Sharp, Cam Thomas out there with Johnson. Then it's Trendon Watford, and it's Wilson in at the 3. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn.
Obviously, this guy has a talent for scoring, able to problem solve for whatever the defense tosses at.
Oh, yes!
Whoa.
Throw it down!
Oh, save that for the dunk contest. That flush was so extra.
Whether or not this game is close, he's the same guy, focused on finishing firm at the rim. Indiana leading by 3. Mathurin with the ball, and the call will be against Benedict Mathurin. That's his first foul of the game.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
Well, the Nets shooting 36% for the game. Not great, but you look at Cam Thomas, Grant. You think he has the potential to be a star in this league?
Well, you know, it's tough to say, B.A. He has a lot of talent, especially as a scorer. I think he has to keep evolving other parts of his game if he wants to become a full-fledged star.
And Siakam gets it to go.
Inside Siakam gets the better of the defense using his agility, clearing himself a path to a shot.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Brian, the Pacers love to push it up. Tyrese Haliburton said it's our biggest strength. Teams don't want to run with us. They know when you play us, have your track shoes ready, especially if you're coming off of a back-to-back or you have a packed schedule. You do not want to see us. Brian, they have their identity.
No doubt about that, and it starts with him.
Good things come to those who hustle. He creates the second chance opportunity.
Here's McConnell, and the layup is good off the glass. McConnell's gotten his first bucket of the night.
Getting enough shots in close to play inside out.
Nets trail by 5. Outside Johnson. Kept alive.
Ooh, might rush that one a little bit. Pretty clean look inside.
Walker with it. Now Sharp defending. Walker passes to McConnell. Goes up on the wing. Here's Matherin. And there's 2. Work on the glass, paying off that time. Matherin's got his second basket on the night.
And a good job following the play by Matherin. Effort like that will always be well rewarded.
McConnell against Thomas. They shoot again. And that one's good. Sharp's gotten his second bucket of the game.
Second chance points are always painful. Have to make the effort to box out.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they need to emphasize rebounding going forward. When he gets a quality look like this at the perimeter, he can almost be automatic.
And the Nets call time here.
Yeah, hoping to tap into something that'll get them clicking.
Yeah, they need to regroup and maybe try and draw something up that can get them a clean look at the basket.
Full line change here for Brooklyn. Here in quarter 2, we played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Russell against Haliburton. Outside Johnson. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
First personal foul.
That one on Nembhard.
It's a luxury to have a guy like Johnson that can bang down low and knock him down at the stripe.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Indiana.
Oh, boy, they've been driving deep into that defense early on, and it's paid off. Great penetration from the perimeter so far.
You know, another thing that has impressed me has been their numbers of points in the paint, just dominating down there. They're just getting whatever shot they want in close.
First one falls for him. And Johnson drops them both. And so it's Haliburton with it. He brings it up for Indiana. 6-point lead. Oh, 2 physical points for Haliburton.
And he has taken over this game. Haliburton looks like he's on cruise control at this point.
Here's Russell. That one falls. His second make in 5 attempts.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Haliburton against Russell. From 13, a nice shot by Haliburton. Haliburton's got 15.
Yeah, silky smooth with the mid-range J. Haliburton practices these types of shots all the time.
Outside Johnson. Pass to Claxton. Down low. And there's Russell on the assist by Claxton. Russell's got 4 points now in the quarter.
He finds a shooter in motion and is confident he can thread him with the lead pass. Well done.
They grab their own miss. Turner, no good.
Just enough resistance to force the miss. Barely. That's one he'll generally make.
Here's Clowney. The three is up. The shot that time not on target. And that'll do it for the first half of play. It's the Pacers. They're up by 6. Well, now we have some time to check in with Allie LaForce. Allie.
Well, I'm here with Coach Rick Carlisle. A hot start. Coach, what did you like about this team's execution offensively?
We were making some shots. We moved the ball well at times. You've got to be careful about having the ball stick when they're doing their switching.
Good luck with the ball movement in the second half. Thanks, Coach.
Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be back right after the break for the third quarter here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. For the Pacers, the first quarter was pretty even. They led by 2 after the first. Taking a look at the Pacers, Kenny, give us your take.
They're running a smooth offense tonight, creating high-quality shots. Motions, sharp. Sharp as a razor. Their spacing is excellent. They're moving the ball well. I love the way this team is playing.
And over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn?
They need to play with better energy on D. Some of these guys were going to sleep out there. Anyway, they've allowed over 50% shooting. They've got way too many open looks. I'm sure they hear them in the locker room. Maybe they'll come out angry.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for
folks.
joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. Tyrese Haliburton has been sensational.
Yeah, tonight he's done a great job of slashing through the lane and finishing.
And you love that mindset he has going at the rim. He hasn't settled for anything, and he's been the aggressor all game long.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. Second half underway. Here's who Rick Carlisle's got on the floor. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. Haliburton and Nembhard, the 1 and the 2. And it's Nesmith in at the 3, the small forward. The 3 from Russell. Connects from downtown. Russell's got 9 points.
So crafty off the dribble. Russell stops on a dime and gets the separation he needs.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Nick Claxton, despite his relatively slender frame, is a hard-nosed defender. He said, "I bow down to no one. Every time I step on the court, I always have that chip on my shoulder. That's just the fiery competitor that I am. At the end of the day, I know what I'll hang my hat on, the defensive side of the ball." Brian?
Okay, Allie, thanks for that. It's Siakam with the drive. Banked it in off the glass. And now it's a 9-point Pacer lead.
I like seeing Siakam glide towards the rim, using his athleticism to his advantage.
Takes it inside, and then Russell with the dunk.
Ooh, bouncy. That should give him a nice lift.
Good timing. They needed that one.
And they need more where that came from. They're not out of this hole yet.
Here's Haliburton. And it's Haliburton. Gets it to go inside.
And I appreciate how confident Haliburton is. For a guard, he handles himself well and deep.
Here's Russell. Rejected by Haliburton. Haliburton fights through the contact.
Timeout. And just totally relentless. Only increasing the intensity level.
always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
Timeout called, Brooklyn.
Yeah, Coach no doubt wants to use this timeout to review the matchups and maybe make some adjustments as well.
I'm sure all of the above is in order, and you can never be too content.
Brooklyn making some changes. Sharp, he's checked in for Claxton. Wilson comes in for Johnson, and it's Johnson in for Russell. Thomas outside. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
The big-time throwdown.
Check him out. Keeps the grip on that rim after the finish. A little extra emphasis. Pass to McConnell. Haliburton for three. Another miss by Haliburton.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Here's Johnson, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Johnson's got his first points of the night.
So wide open there, he said, why not? That's like a warm-up shot for him.
So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Oh, forcing the issue. Haliburton in attack mode.
And this will be his 3rd and 4th free throws of the game here.
Haliburton shooting 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good. Haliburton. Brooklyn making a switch here. Clowney's checked in. And both free throws good for Haliburton. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by in the second half. Williams passes to Wilson. Drives to the hoop. It's rebounded by Indiana. Outside Matherin. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Matherin's got his 3rd basket on the night right there.
Great body control allows Matherin to finish through contact.
Inside. And that one's good. Wilson.
When guys are moving the ball, sharing it, it makes the game so much more fun, both as a player and as a fan.
Here's Haliburton. That one's good. On the assist from McConnell. Haliburton's got 27.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Yeah, they're going to do a much better job of putting a little bit of pressure on him on his way to the hoop.
Pass to Wilson. Here's Clowney. 6 on the shot clock. Now here's Sharp. He's covered by Siakam. Sharp, no good.
Showing great intensity around the rim is part of why he's a respected defender.
Yeah, you can see why he's established that reputation. Strong understanding of how to defend at the rim.
And it's good for 2. Siakam's gotten 4 this quarter.
Since halftime, they have been efficient and effective, making Coach very happy.
Well, I credit some of that to their communication out on the floor. They are attacking as a unit.
And so it's the Indiana Pacers in a good situation, up by 13 points to close the quarter. And their defense has stood out, wreaking havoc for the opposition. Time for a quick break, then back to the action. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
A lot of times a spectacular pass is more impressive than a spectacular shot. This is one of those times.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. Johnson and Claxton patrol the middle. D'Angelo Russell is out there with Johnson. And it's Thomas in at the 3. So that's the Nets 5. And as it goes out of bounds, Brooklyn able to keep possession. Claxton finds Johnson. Thomas outside.
And the shooter had to have Turner's block numbers in his head. Miles is a rejection machine.
Here's Nembhard. Claxton with the block. Johnson against McConnell. Pass to Johnson. Off target from three-point range. Indiana leading by 13. And here's Toppin from the arc. Here's McConnell. Claxton with the block. 1 minute in now in the fourth quarter. Thomas misses. Here's Toppin. For three. Brooklyn pulls it in.
I think he's gone completely dry. Nothing is hitting.
Yeah, and the risk now is that he gets inside his own head. Time to take deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and let the game come to you.
Nembhard lays it up and banks it in. And the Pacers lead by 15.
Offense has been hard to come by so far. A much-needed bucket right there.
It's a slugfest. Maybe not the prettiest game we've seen, but sometimes the best wins are the ugly ones.
Time called here. The Nets decide to talk it over now.
Yeah, hoping to tap into something that'll get them clicking.
Yeah, they need to regroup and maybe try and draw something up that can get them a clean look at the basket.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Jordy Fernandez's huddle. They told the team to dig deep, play with passion, finish this game out right. We'll see if they do, guys.
Thanks for that, Allie. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Throws it down emphatically.
He's got serious hops, right? You add that to his ability to penetrate, that's 2 easy points. Indiana calls timeout.
I said, anyone want to see Sheriff? Oh, yeah. I see you. Let's go.
Peace and love to everybody watching.
Indiana leading by 13.
Man. Really liking Haliburton.
Launches it from deep.
I want to thank everybody watching, man. Like and subscribe. Haliburton did his thing last night.
On the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. That one on Nembhard.
Oklahoma City Thunder. I know Haliburton got
you got to be impressed with how assertive they are on offense, continuing to cut hard to
won
the
the
rim
game
time
last
and
night
time
from
again.
Indiana Pacers.
Another thing they're doing well
So I
tonight
just
is
want to come
shooting
up
from
here,
long
just, you know what I'm
distance.
saying, show some
All
love.
game long, they've been finding openings at the perimeter.
I want to thank everybody, you know what I'm saying, showing love to DBZ Nation.
The first free throw is good. Williams is checked in for
finish
Thomas.
out these last little
the
few
Pacers
minutes
also
and go
with a
and get
sub.
out of here.
Shepard, he's checked in for McConnell.
All right, come on, Russell. Come on, Russell. Miss.
And both free throws good for Russell. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth here.
What my boy Haliburton at? There you go, right
Outside
there.
Neesmith. Here's Shepard, covered by Johnson. Shepard, that's good.
Oh, that ain't him.
Nets trail by 13.
Yeah, man, I'm going for the underdogs now. I'm hoping Indiana, man, pull it out, man. They win the championship. I really am hoping that for Indiana. Real
Russell's
talk.
got 4 assists now tonight.
Not the best three-point shooter in the league, but he's got enough skill that you can't just let him fire it up.
Here's Shepard. Claxton with a rebound. Claxton's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Knocks it loose.
Come
so
on,
it looks
bro.
like the Nets will retain possession here. And the Pacers making a change here. Haliburton is checked in. Just over 2.5 minutes played now.
Let's go.
Final quarter of regulation. Outside Johnson. Off the mark. Had a chance there to trim it to single digits. Indiana leading by 10. Here's Haliburton. Doesn't go that time. Some solid defense.
Come on, ref, with a foul there, ref.
Outside Johnson. Pass to Russell. Brooklyn, no good that time either. Indiana's gone 0 for 3 here in the fourth.
And this is a game they can build off of. They kept their focus all game long, and it will get marked as a win for the Pacers.
What would you say the deciding factor in this game was, Grant?
Yeah, B.A., ultimately you have to look at their field goal percentage. They were the more efficient team because they found clean looks all night.
And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Tyrese Haliburton.
We certainly got to see his best effort on offense, attacking the defense without fear and grabbing a lot of buckets.
No good there. That would have cut it to single digits. Indiana on offense. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Haliburton misses. Russell, that's good.
Transition basketball, the most reliable way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, when you hustle on the break like he does, good things tend to happen.
Now a timeout called by Indiana. They're ahead by 8. 8
more
seconds left in the
real
fourth quarter.
quick.
Guys, your thoughts?
And they're hoping to wrap this one up.
Also, we've seen some wild finishes in our time. You can't afford to lose focus for
Brooklyn
just 1
cheerleaders.
second.
Can't afford to lose focus for 5 seconds. That's real talk. Again, thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.
Let's take a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Tyrese Haliburton.
Yeah, and this game really has his fingerprints all over it. He's been dominating and making it look effortless. It's always fun to watch someone just flat out take over like he's done here today.
I'm telling you, the added pressure of the road really brings out the best in him. You can tell he enjoyed playing so well in front of an unfriendly crowd.
Yeah, they blocked out the noise, blocked out the distractions, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
All road wins. They're just so sweet. They're just so sweet. You know why? Because they are so hard to come by.
And so Indiana takes this one by a big margin. They have to feel good about this performance. It's one they can be proud of.
Very true. I mean, when you're out on the road, the wins can feel a little sweeter. This one has to feel extra special.
Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Hey there, I'm here with Pascal Siakam. The shots were falling for you tonight. How'd you like the flow offensively?
I like it. You know, we play for each other like we always do. Move the ball around, get the open shots. And today, they went in, so we got to continue to play.
It's helpful when it goes in. Thanks so much, Pascal.
All right, Allie, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Grant Hill, Richard Jefferson, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long, everybody.